So I got an aftermarket Adwest steering box kit from the UK. Just came by FedEx today. All in all, not too bad considering certain things. The seals look okay. This kit was actually, I found out it was actually made in the UK, which fills me with a bit of confidence. But there are certain things that's not quite right. And one of them that jumped out at me was this nut that goes on the selector shaft. That goes on the top of the, on here. Alright, that goes onto there. This is what came in the kit, but this is what it's supposed to be. This is a regular nylock nut. This has got a sealing ring on to stop the oil leaking out the thread between here. That's why it's got a little conical piece in here for that seal to sit in. I was a bit disappointed at that. However, this kit was cheap. I think it was about, I don't know, £10 or something like that. When you look at this little piece here, this is the grub screw that holds in this piece. It goes like that, look. Right? Goes like that. I looked on Rovers North website in the United States to see how much that was. That was 47 American dollars. Can you believe that? $47. So even though this kit, I'm a bit suspect about it, it's worth it just for getting that. I don't know. I mean, that bit's okay. That fits. That's going to fit. I'm not sure about all the rest of them. The seal. Well, let's try the seal. Yeah, no, that's going to be good. That's a nice tight fit. If we looked at the original seal, wherever I've put it now. Oh, here it is. Just a second. This is the original seal out of a reconditioned box. Look at that. That's rubbish. So I'm going to use that one. I think that's going to be all right. So all in all, I'm not sure. One other thing I was suspect about in my previous video is to change these seals on here, and they're not included in the kit, and even in the Cortico kit they're not included, so don't take those off, not unless you've got a specific kit for them. Alright, so that's something to look out for. So I'm going to fit those later, but I want to show you one other thing that's kind of odd, and I've had this before from different kits. So let's get all these little seals out of the way, and we'll tell you what is another little problem. Alright, so that's that out of the way. Now this box here, I've just got back from my machine shop. And unlike a lot of rebuilders, or allegedly rebuilders, I've had this rehorned inside. And look at the finish on that. Look at it. It is absolutely beautiful. There's not a scratch, there's not a mark on there. Can you see? I hope you can see that, because it's really worth looking at. We've inspected all this and it's really nice, it's good to go. But what I wanted to show you was, wait a minute, will it stand up? No. For the valve worm here, you're supposed to fit this seal, which is a flexible seal, onto the shaft like this, and then back it up with a washer like that. Couldn't be easy, could you? Except the washer doesn't go in the hole. It's too big. I mean, alright, you could file it down, and I suppose you could always use the old one. That's not a big deal. I mean, you could use the old one. But I'm preferring to use something a little bit different. I bought these seals here. There's no spring in them. There's nothing. It's just a wiper seal, like a dust seal. Really, there's nothing special about it. There is a seal that comes with it. an O-ring type seal. Nice and, well, it's not a bad fit. But I'm going to use something a little bit tighter. That one. And that is going to be a nice tight fit on there. I might have to adjust the settings a little bit. It is a little bit too tight, so but we'll try it. We'll use it on one of our experimental cars. But like I say, when you get your seal kit and you get this washer and you go, oh my, it won't fit in there. Well, just be aware of that. What was it? When I was down at my machine shop, I upgraded my tool to get these nuts, these adjusters out of here. Look at that! We knocked that up. We found it in the bin. So the guy machined this to 19mm or 3/4 of an inch, so we can put a hex socket on there, and then we can get this and get that torque really nice. It's a lot better than this one I just rigged up, you know, just to do that job. So this is a lot better. 1/16 AF if you want to find one. And if you want to grind that nut on, well, that's, you take it down to your local machine shop, they'll probably charge you a fortune. Or get a 19mm socket and weld it on. Or any socket, any black socket really, it doesn't really matter. Weld it on and then you've got your hex drive, you've got your square drive at the back. So that's what's been going on. I'm going to rebuild this box using these parts. I think it'll be alright. Well, I know it'll be alright. But yeah, it's just something to watch for. So if you're going to get a kit to do these, get yourself a good kit. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention to you, because I keep thinking of this as I'm going along, is can you replace the bottom seal, this one here, can you replace it in situ? Well, let me set up partially this box and let's see, because there is something you should be aware of. I've just put the shaft in the steering box just to show you that if you want to do this in situ, like if you want to just change this bottom seal with the vehicle, with the steering box on the vehicle, how tricky it is. Because when you try to get the circlip off, you haven't got a great deal of room to get it out. You can get it out, but there isn't much room, all right? Now, another thing is that you've got to sort of protect the seal with these splines. You've got to protect the seal from those splines by putting some tape over them. But it is tricky to put this snap ring back in. I made it look a bit easy there, but you're under the vehicle, you're covered in oil. I know it is possible to do, so don't get me wrong, but you see, even I'm having a bit of a struggle and I haven't got it in there. But really, the other part of the seal should be there for you to work against. You know, it won't go again. There, you see, it's snapped in there. So just be aware of that if you want to strip it down and inspect your box, because you see, even if you're under the car and you've got that circlip out, you still can't really see the shaft very well where the seal runs onto, because the seal sort of runs upside down. You would think, you know, you think it would go that way, but it doesn't. It goes that way. So the lip of the seal, well, we can see if we can get a pointing stick in there. The lip of the seal is going to go right deep against the bearing. Very hard to see. So you could put another seal in, it'll last a few weeks and then it'll leak again because the shaft's scored. You could take it down to your machine shop and get it reground and see if it will take it. I'm not sure. We haven't got to that stage yet because all the boxes I've stripped down so far have been good. So anyway, that's a little part. Once I get everything together, we're going to rebuild this one with the bits I have, because I always keep spare seal kits from the old Cortico kits, and we have always lots of bits and pieces of spares left over. You know, we don't replace every seal if it's not necessary. So stick with us. We'll put this together, and we'll get back to you later. When you're replacing the seals, just do one at a time. Don't sort of pull them all off and get them all mixed up. And when you've changed them, throw them away so you're not getting confused again. So I've just changed the seal on here. I've already changed the seal on this piston because I wanted to make sure that it went nice in the honing of here, which it does. It fits absolutely perfectly. So this one is a spare seal, so that can go in there because I'm not fitting that, and also the O-ring that goes underneath it can go there as well. So that's alright. So what we're going to do, this is all nice and clean now, but we're going to give this assembly here, this valve assembly, a quick spray off with brake cleaner. Make sure it's all nice and clean. And I'll just blow it. Get it all out. So that's ready to go. So we're going to fit, first of all, the seals in the box. Alright, so here we're going to go. I'm just going to pause this while I get something to balance that on a little bit better. Maybe my gun there will do. Yeah, that'll do. Just wait a minute. So the first seal we're going to fit is the high pressure seal that goes in the bottom of the box. Now, first of all, this is going to get really messy now, but we're going to put a bit of ATF on everything, especially on those bearings. Make sure that's all nice and lubed, especially this one. And the lip side goes in first, alright? So the lip side goes in the bottom. And this is a bit tricky to fit. But not impossible. Alright, so that's in. You can see there. The next bit that goes in is this retainer. It's like a metal washer. That goes in next. Now these might be a bit tight, so we're going to get a little socket and a hammer. We're just going to tap that down. Alright, and the next thing we're going to fit on is the circlip. Now the circlips used to be included with the kit. They're not anymore. And this is really important. You get this clip in and it fits tight. Sometimes what I like to do, just to double check to make sure that they're okay, is just tap them with a punch and make sure they turn round nicely in that shaft. So that's that side done. We'll get rid of that because we don't need that. Or maybe we do. Right, so now we're going to put the seal, the bearing, the seal in there. And there's our seal to go in. Again, we get a socket. Tap it in. And then you've got to find where the circlip went. And I have no idea. Just bear with me, I've got to find it. I found the circlip. In the old days, the kits used to come with circlip kits, but they don't seem to do that now. Not unless you can buy these seal kits separate. This one here and this one here, you can buy them separately, but today they don't seem to do that in the kits, but you can buy them individually for some reason. So just make sure that that circlip's going to fit nice and snug into there. Again, you don't want it coming out, so we'll pick up a little socket, make sure it's going to snap in. Give a punch, just to make sure that that is located nicely. So the next thing we're going to do, we're just going to put these seals to one side a minute, because we're going to start to assemble The worm. So when we took this to pieces, all the little shims came out, and it is crucial that you keep these shims in the right order. So I'm going to give these a bit of a clean off with some brake cleaner. And then clean them off with a blowgun. And then, using a little bit of grease, I'm going to put some grease in between these shims, like so, and at the same time we can feel if there's any deviations in anything, any dirt or anything. And we're going to slip those inside the housing. This is going to be tricky. Oh no, not too bad. So they go into there, down at the bottom. So they've gone right down into there. Then we can fit our bearing housing, and just to give things a bit of a start, we'll put some grease on there and drop that race in. Again, it is tricky. There, that's in there. Next, we can put this side of the race on with the bearing. And again, we're cleaning this off. We've cleaned them all off once, but we're just going to clean them again, just to be sure there's no dirt and debris on them. And we're going to put this time on the wheel like this. We're going to give this a little bit of lubrication all around there and make sure it's all nicely lubed up. Look, ooh, look at that. Like Christmas. And then we're going to slip that in to this gearbox. Now it does start to get messy now, so because we're messing about with oil and things, so we've got to try and get that in whilst keeping that bearing on and without destroying the oil seal. And as it comes through, that's in. And the next thing, I'm going to give this a wipe off. And the bearing, we're going to give those a clean with the brake cleaner. Put it here. Clean up. A little bit of lube on those bearings. There you see we're getting oil everywhere now. We'll put the bearing into the end like this. Okay, so that's in. Next thing, we're going to put the cap on. Again, oil that new seal up. Right? And then we're going to screw that into that housing. And this is where our new tool comes in handy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change places. I'm going to move from this place over to the vise. We're going to set this up so we can work in the vise a little bit more easily.